Hi everyone, it's Ono here, and this is a quick overview on some new features that are really exciting that have been released by Descript over the past few days. These include dynamic text and waveforms, and we might be able to test other things. To give you a bit of an overview, if you don't know what Descript is a machine learning based editing audio and video solution, which is amazing. I've been subscribed to it. I'm a happy customer for the past year and a half or 2 years, and it has completely changed the workflow, the way in which I edit podcasts. So without further ado, let's get started. I'll show how you can apply these cool features to create video snippets that you can share on social media or YouTube or in any other platform of podcasts and videos that you've recorded. If you don't know what Descript is, I'm going to introduce you to it now. Okay, so this is Descript. So I have, as you can see here, I have different projects and different things that I've been doing. So for example, for the live stream, I have many of the live streams. The ones that are ticked with or checked with green are the ones that I've already edited. And for example, if I go to Getting Simple, I also have a bunch of episodes from the podcast that we have edited or not. So I'm going to go and open this Bytes Black Box episode that I recorded with Aziz and we've already edited. And as you can see, there is this concept of speaker labels, right? So when it says no, is that I am talking, and when it says as he's talking, and they change automatically as Descript detects who's speaking on the show, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go and duplicate this composition. So we get a copy and we know that we're not going to break the original one. And this is an audio only composition. If you had video, when you click here, you'll see timeline, script, and video, but we don't have video here. So we have to either drag an image, drag a video, or press Command key on Mac to get this conductor and then insert something like a rectangle. As we press to insert the rectangle, we indeed get the video feed in here, and now we can start editing as if this was, which is indeed now, a video project. All right, so we now only have a black rectangle, so let's see, this is indeed a rectangle that is here with 0 opacity, so we can put it to 100. I'm just gonna make it so the project is at 180. So let's go here so we can choose between different resolutions or aspect ratios of our video. So we can have it landscape, we can have a portrait for things like Instagram story or mobile, and we can have a square for Instagram and other platforms. So let's go with square for now for this test. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove this rectangle again. And I'm going to add a new rectangle just to see if it's actually, okay, I don't know what's going on with the proportion here, but I'm going to make this to be 180 and 180. So it basically is the background of our square. Okay, so we have our background. Now I can choose a background color here. So we're actually going to make it white. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to play some audio so you hear how this sounds.
But as soon as problems arise, as soon as we have to troubleshoot something, then we have to dig into how the process works and how can we fix the issues that we're facing.
And I guess what we want to do... All right. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Descript, the thing here is that if I don't like one part of the project or if I want to move it, I can simply cut that part and that part of the audio is automatically removed. And I guess what...
contempt of that.
And I could put it at the beginning of another sentence, for example. So now we can see that this...
So this is Aziz here.
All of these.
The issues that we're facing. So this is Aziz here.
Right. This is just to show what Descript is for. So you're basically editing audio. As I select some text here, it selects the audio wave below here. And the same way, if I select part of the wave, it's selecting the paragraph above the corresponding part. And what we're going to try to do now, so the objective of this video, of this example that I'm doing, is that we want to create what's called an audiogram, right? So we're going to have a video representation that goes with the audio because there's no video footage recorded of this. So the first thing we can do on the conductor is use a wave. So this waveform, if we center it in the middle of our episode, right, we can make it slightly bigger. and we can customize the color. So we'll make it white. You can see now the background. So I'm gonna make it actually black. The background is black because we haven't placed the rectangle in the right place. We need to actually expand that. So I think if we expand it to this part, now in all of these places, we have the audio wave and we have the background, the white background. So I'm gonna make this a bit thicker, and the style can be lines, can be circle. So I'm gonna mute this so you see the wave, but you don't hear it at the moment. Okay, actually, I can let you hear.
Process works and how.
Okay, and we also have the ring, and we also have the wave.
Can we fix the issues that we're facing?
Right? My favorite, at least the one that I was hoping that they would add, is this. And I guess this wave, because this is what I was actually doing for YouTube videos where I was sharing podcasts. And yeah, so what we want to do now is we want to add 2 text labels. So we're gonna add here, for instance, Aziz to in here. So remember that the best thing is to go to the very beginning of our script. So go to the very beginning of the composition, add the text, and put it there. So now we can expand below, make this go all the way in the conversation. All right, so text, and no, actually I put the labels manually, and these are 2 labels that are not dynamic, but we're now gonna see dynamic labels. Okay, and this, we're gonna put move to top. All right, so now that we have this, let me see, I can move this one here. So now we have this part which is dynamically moving the audio wave, and we have our names. Now we can put what's called the fancy captions, right? So the fancy captions that will show what we are saying at every moment. So we'll insert text again, and now we'll go here, we'll click dynamic text, and we'll basically click on transcript, and I'm gonna remove the shadow. And we can actually say here at word level animation, the active word is going to be white, and the playhead color is going to be, you can choose from any color you want, but let's leave it with color for now. So text, now I'm going to do the same, but for myself. So we're going to put a dynamic text, transcript, and we're going to only show my transcript. That's something I forgot to check on Aziz's one. All right, and this, we have to filter that only Aziz is going to be the one at the top. So we're going to put here Aziz Barba. Not sure what's going on with this label. Okay, let's just remove this one, delete. So we're going to just quickly go here, add one more text label. We're going to put Aziz Bar to the left. And okay, so I have it set up. It took a bit longer than I expected, but if we now remove the shadow here and then we start playing, and I'll put the audio so you can hear it. Let's see how this. We are today recording in person from Seville.
Happy to be here in Sevilla with you.
Let me put this. All right, let's look at it now. Let's make maybe this. Okay, once more, let's play it. We are today recording in person from Seville.
Happy to be here in Sevilla with you.
And we bring you one new episode of the Byte series in which we're going to be talking about the black box. Hey, it's Nono, and this is the Getting Simple podcast.
So this is Aziz here, and today's episode is going to be titled The Black Box. This is a topic Nono and I often discuss, and it's about the abstraction.
All right. So yeah, this is one example of what we can do to create audiograms, as they're called. And to make this more dynamic, we could add thumbnail images of each of us or something like that, or we could simplify by moving this below. So let's actually make a clone of this composition to make a different template. And one thing that you can also do is that you can put here that this is also dynamic text and this is the active speaker. And
happy to be here.
Now this, we won't filter it by person, right? So now we can say, okay, now let's say that the playhead color is just blue or black. And we can remove this label here. So we can delete this. And we can also delete this, right? So we could have this in here. This could be a bit bigger now. Let's go to a different part of the conversation. Yeah, if we want to go farther, we have to drag these things. But let's just take a look here, for instance.
Fix the issues that we're facing.
And I guess what we want to do today is to try to see how we got to where we are. What ancient technologies or what was there before software and how we got to the situation in which we're. Okay, I hope you're listening to that okay. Yeah, this is just an example. What I'm going to do to see this a bit more like smoothly, I'm going to export this as it is right now. And one thing that we could have done as well, so if I put this in here, so if I put this down, we could have as well the text for the running marker. So this is something that I was waiting to see if this was something that they were going to do. So we could add here the marker. As you can see, the first marker is called intro, and then there is what's the machine doing, right? So we could set this a bit smaller so we have a bit of flexibility on this. Maybe put like another color.
Here, and today's episode is going to be titled The Black Box.
And again, we actually need to make this be at the beginning. This is something I don't quite understand yet. Okay. Yeah, so we put it there. So now let's actually just export this as a test. So we can export the test video. We'll export, I don't know how long this is going to take, but let's export up to here. So I can export the video. Now it's 180 by 180. It's a square aspect ratio video. I'm going to export. So now this is actually downloading the media files from the internet because the high quality ones are there. And this is exporting the video. So you see it's a bit slow and we're live streaming as well. So this is the result of what we just did. It was just a couple minutes and it was slower because I'm live streaming and stuff. But this is super, super awesome. And it removes the need for you to have I don't want to publicize against Adobe, but I don't have to go into Adobe After Effects to make a waveform anymore and do many of the things that we're doing here. Plus, I'm able to do a lot of things that I wasn't able to do before on those programs. So I'm a happy Descript user. So that was a quick look at Descript's new features. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you on what I intend to do with this. I'm definitely going to use it a lot for the podcast to repurpose old episodes and to share snippets and clips that I've liked a lot, and maybe also different markers, because you can set a template for an entire episode, export, and then have each video individually be exported as a separate clip in MP4. I haven't talked about studio sound and many of the other features like audio transcription and many, many things. But yeah, we'll take a look at that in the future. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.